Hello everybody. This video is definitely a little bit different for me. As you can probably see by the title, I am not engaged anymore. The engagement party happened. Oh, yeah, it really happened. So why am I no longer engaged? My engagement party was 2 weeks ago. I think it was the 7th of October, the party. I'd been pretty nervous about it anyway, to be perfectly honest with you, because my family are very, different to who was my fiance's family. I guess you know Kieran. My family, very different to Kieran's family. Basically, it went really wrong, but he left. He left the engagement party. I did actually tell him that that was the right thing to do. I honestly thought that it was the right thing to do. And I just thought that if something is so wrong that you want to leave our engagement party, then I need to let you go. It was definitely the wrong idea. Yeah, so he left, and it all just went sideways. As soon as he's left, I had several people coming up to me and asking me why, what was wrong, what did I do, what happened to our relationship, and it was first of all, it's not me. I'm not the reason that he left. It's you. It was his family. He was really unhappy. So once he'd left, I didn't speak to anybody on his side of the family. I went to my family, who kept asking me what was going on, and I tried to keep them out of the way, but it's quite difficult to keep your family out of drama when it's happening all around them. His family, they got quite drunk, and there were certain members of the family who shouted at my brothers, who shouted at my parents, who shouted at Kieran, even though he wasn't there, who shouted at my nanny's children, people I consider true family, people who had done nothing wrong and had no idea what was going on, were shouted at and targeted. And the only reason that they were involved in the first place is because they were trying to stand up for Kieran. The whole point of this was that Kieran left his own engagement party because he was so unhappy, and nobody seemed to grasp that. Everyone made it about themselves, and I stood there at my own engagement party without my fiance, with my best friend and my nanny and my parents, and there were jabs made at my family about their money, which, it's unnecessary. My whole family were called freaks. £1,500, and within an hour, the night was ruined. So, I had many, there was more. My dad, he uninvited people from the wedding. I did not tell him to, but he was so hurt that he uninvited certain people from the wedding, which made things worse, probably, in the looking back now, but he was just defending himself. I cannot watch money get wasted like that, and the worst thing for me is that people haven't even said sorry. No one has said sorry. In fact, I have said sorry. I have said sorry to all of them. And to me, that is the complete wrong way. My parents withdrew their funding from the wedding, and said that if we wanted to get married, they would not pay for Kieran's family. They would not allow some of Kieran's family at the wedding. So we and obviously without their funding, we cannot do the wedding when we plan to do it. So it was cancelled, and it was devastating. I was so ready to get married, and it's gone because a group of people couldn't hold it together for one evening. And what's funny is that that's not why I'm unengaged, not engaged. I'm not engaged. It was actually after the engagement party. It became super complicated and because Kieran was not there, it became word against word on both sides of the family. And it became very difficult. My family are very upset and very hurt because they put all their money, well, not all of it, but they put a lot of money and time into this event, and it ended. I had to literally walk up to my mum and tell her to end it. I said, you need to turn off the music and switch on the lights and send everyone home. And she did. And not a single person apologised. Nobody said they were sorry. It's been 2 weeks and nobody has apologised for the way they treated my family. And that is how it's become so complicated. Because when it came down to Kieran and I stood up for my family. I stood up for them because they were not in the wrong. They did not deserve to be treated like that. And the fact that they have not been apologised to disgusts me in so many ways. In so many ways. And because certain people will not apologise, it is straining mine and Kieran's relationship. This whole situation has made us unhappy, and our relationship has been tested. It has been tested. I went from having my wedding picked out, having my wedding date picked out, having my bridesmaids chosen, having my dress, and seeing my venue, everything, to not getting married, and then to just being engaged again, to not being engaged, to single, because yes, we did kind of break up, to back to I don't know. It's been 2 weeks and I'm still furious at people. I am furious. Nobody has apologized. In fact, people denied what they did. I was stone cold sober. So if you even think you can bullshit me and try and tell me that things did not happen, you can go and shove it somewhere, because do you know what? You're lying. And what's worse is when people try, because he was not there, and tell Kieran that I am lying. People are putting him in the position of picking them versus me. It's them or it's us, and it should not be that way. I am in this relationship for him. The only reason I was there was for him, for the guy I met in a pub 3 years ago and fell in love with, because he was right for me. And I don't know if people aren't happy about it. I don't know if people are annoyed that we were getting married so young because I'm 22 and he's 20. I don't know if people hated my family, who, even though they've never met them. I don't know if they just hated me. But for some reason, they chose our engagement party to express all those feelings. I can move on, I can pretend, but I will not forget what they did. And if they don't think that shouting at my family, ruining my wedding, and destroying my engagement party isn't a big deal, well, then, you know. And like, they just don't know that my whole relationship was ruined in a week. In a week. I'm so angry, and I didn't know where to put my anger because I can't bring it up anymore, and I can't keep listening. I can't keep listening to people's opinions about the situation because everybody seems to be making it worse. I just want to say, even though they won't watch it, like, thank you to my mum and my dad and to my best friend and to my nanny. Just thank you to the people that night. Thank you for keeping me from saying anything, for doing anything. Thank you for stopping me from speaking out of term, for not punching someone. I've never felt more supported and level than I did that night. I think without you guys, that night would have gone a whole different way. Just think about everything you've ever wanted and then let it be taken away from you. I have nothing else to say. I apologize that this video was jumbled. I apologize for not giving details. I apologize for not vlogging, but to be perfectly honest, there is nothing happy or exciting to vlog about right now. Life is so crap. It's crap. And what's funny is I've been through worse crap than this. So I will fight, and I refuse, you know, to break down and be sad because I assume that's what they want. And instead, I'm gonna, you know, I got a few things to work on, but I will be back, and I'll be back for Vlogmas, and I'll be back just in general. Like, I want to work on this YouTube channel. I know that it's not going to go far, and it's not going to, you know, be crazy, but I do like filming, and I do like posting or whatever. So yes, if you made it to the end, I'm sorry for this mess and this awful story time. I wish I could go into more detail, but I know that it's not going to make anything better, and I don't want to make anything worse. So yes, I apologise, but also I don't, because you didn't have to watch it. So yes. Yeah, I have nothing more to say.